What if I told you that two of the most powerful names in music, Diddy and Beyoncé, were spotted together behind closed doors? And nobody was supposed to know? What if this secret meeting wasn't just about business, but about something far darker, something that could change everything we thought we knew about the music industry itself? Sources claim it happened late at night in Los Angeles. No cameras, no entourage, no security leaks. But somehow, word still got out. And when it did, the whispers started. Was Beyoncé cutting a secret deal with Diddy? Or was she being pulled into something she never wanted to be part of? Because here's the thing. Diddy's empire is crumbling under endless scandals, and Beyoncé? She's always been protected, untouchable, the queen of silence. So when their worlds suddenly collide, behind locked doors, fans, insiders, and even industry veterans began asking one question. What are they hiding? Some say Diddy needed Beyoncé's power to survive the storm. Others believe Beyoncé was warning him, trying to distance herself before something explosive goes public. But the truth might be far stranger. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear next will make you question every innocent smile on those red carpets. This isn't just a meeting. It's the beginning of a power shift that could shake the entire entertainment world. It all started quietly. No paparazzi. No headlines. Just a single black SUV pulling up to a gated mansion in the Hollywood Hills around midnight. The home didn't belong to Beyoncé. It didn't belong to Jay-Z either. According to sources, the property was recently purchased under a shell company linked to Diddy's inner circle. Inside, the lights were dim. Phones were confiscated at the door. Security cameras had turned off. The only people reportedly present? Diddy, Beyoncé, and one mysterious advisor known in the industry only as the architect. What were they discussing? Money, music, power, or something that could end careers overnight? An insider who claimed to have worked security that night said something chilling. The energy was tense. Beyoncé looked uncomfortable, not scared, but cautious. Diddy was pacing, talking fast, like he was trying to convince her of something. And here's where it gets wild. Just hours after that alleged meeting, a private jet registered to Roc Nation was seen leaving Burbank Airport at 3:47 a.m. On board, according to flight manifests, was a private assistant listed under Beyoncé's management team. But sources close to the situation say that jet wasn't headed home. It was going to New York, straight to Jay-Z's private office. So what was so urgent that it needed to be discussed that same night? Rumors exploded online. Fans began dissecting Beyoncé's latest Instagram post, a single image of her staring into a mirror, captioned, "Reflections reveal everything." Within minutes, Twitter lit up with hashtags like the Bay Diddy meeting and the Queen knows. Then came the leaks. Screenshots began circulating, alleged text messages between Diddy's team and an unnamed Queen Bee rep discussing a damage control narrative. One message allegedly read, "We can't let this go public. She doesn't want to be connected to your situation. She's here to warn you." But others insisted Beyoncé wasn't warning Diddy, she was negotiating. The word alliance started trending, followed by one chilling claim that Diddy was trying to use Beyoncé's global influence to clean his public image before an upcoming exposé dropped. The twist? That exposé did drop, barely 2 days later. A viral blog post titled "Inside Diddy's Secret Power Web" revealed supposed connections between Diddy, major streaming platforms, and undisclosed payments linked to artist manipulation. Buried deep in the article was one shocking sentence. Diddy recently met with a high-profile female mogul to secure protection through influence. That's when all eyes turned to Beyoncé. But things didn't add up. Beyoncé's team went silent. No denials. No comments. Nothing. The internet, however, had no chill. Fans began noticing that Jay-Z suddenly stopped following several key industry figures tied to Diddy. Then, a cryptic tweet appeared on an account linked to a well-known producer. The Carters warned him. He didn't listen. Was Diddy being warned? About what? Theories began spiraling, from legal troubles to blackmail plots. Some claimed Beyoncé had inside information about upcoming federal investigations and was advising Diddy to get his house in order. Others whispered that she was securing herself, ensuring that when Diddy's empire collapsed, none of it would touch the Carter legacy. And just when the smoke started to clear, a leaked audio clip surfaced, muffled voices. One unmistakably Diddy's, emotional, intense, "I built this. They can't erase me." Not her, not Jay, nobody. Then a woman's voice. Calm, steady, eerily similar to Beyoncé's. It's not about erasing you. It's about surviving what's coming. The clip was deleted from every major platform within hours, flagged for copyright and privacy violations. But by then, millions had already heard it. If the clip was real, it meant Beyoncé knew something huge, something even Diddy couldn't control. By the next morning, Hollywood was buzzing. News anchors avoided the topic. Podcasts speculated in whispers. And one anonymous insider left a single cryptic comment under a viral TikTok. This isn't just music politics. It's survival. And survival meant sides were being chosen. Fast. Because as one producer put it bluntly, when Beyoncé shows up in the middle of the night for a private meeting, she's not doing it for gossip. She's moving chess pieces. Someone's about to fall. But who would fall first? Diddy or Beyoncé? Because in this game of power, silence isn't weakness. It's a strategy. And if what's coming is as massive as insiders suggest, that midnight meeting was just the warning shot. The question now isn't why they met. It's what were they planning to prevent? Because what happened next turned the entire industry upside down. Within 48 hours of that secret midnight meeting, the internet was in chaos. Diddy's name was trending in every major country, not because of his music, but because of a mysterious clip that had surfaced on an underground forum. The video was grainy, time-stamped 2:13 a.m., and appeared to show Diddy and Beyoncé inside the same dimly lit mansion. Beyoncé was seated on a velvet couch, Diddy pacing in front of her, his voice sharp but desperate. "You know what they're doing to me," Diddy said, pointing toward the door. "Then stop playing the game like you're untouchable," Beyoncé replied calmly. Before the clip cut out, Diddy slammed his hand against the wall and said, "They can't take me down. Not without taking half this industry with me." The clip was only 19 seconds long, but it set the internet on fire. Reddit threads exploded. Fan pages dissected every syllable. Some claimed it was AI generated. Others swore it matched leaked audio from Part 1. Within 6 hours, TMZ and The Shade Room posted exclusive updates, claiming legal teams were trying to suppress the video. But here's the twist. The video wasn't leaked by a random hacker. Sources inside Diddy's circle claimed the footage came from his own security system. Someone on the inside had flipped, and then came the bombshell. A longtime security guard, known in court records as T. Jones, allegedly disappeared the same night the clip hit the web. His last message to a friend? "They're trying to bury this. If something happens to me, remember, the Queen tried to help him." That line, "the Queen tried to help him," became the internet's new obsession. Was Beyoncé trying to protect Diddy? Or protect herself? Meanwhile, Jay-Z was nowhere to be seen. No interviews. No appearances. But fans noticed something strange. The official Roc Nation website suddenly removed 4 partner companies within 24 hours of the leak. All 4 had financial ties to Diddy's business ventures. Coincidence? Hardly. A known industry journalist tweeted, "Jay doesn't make random moves." If he's cutting ties, it means the storm's already here. And that's when the real story began to unfold. According to an anonymous insider who spoke to the source, Beyoncé had met Diddy not to team up, but to warn him about an upcoming federal probe. The investigation allegedly targeted offshore accounts, artist exploitation contracts, and undisclosed streaming revenue, with Diddy's name near the top of the file. The source claimed Beyoncé found out through executive whispers at a major entertainment board meeting. If true, that meant Beyoncé was playing protector and strategist at the same time, distancing her empire before the fallout hit. But here's where things take a darker turn. That same week, footage emerged of Diddy confronting a well-known producer in Miami. The video, filmed from a hotel balcony, showed Diddy shouting, "You think you can cross me and walk away?" Moments later, his security pulled him back. But the clip was enough to fuel speculation that Diddy was unraveling. Blogs and fan accounts began piecing together timelines. Private jets, deleted posts, canceled studio sessions. And then, almost out of nowhere, Beyoncé posted again. This time it wasn't a selfie. It was a single black square with a caption. "Some storms come to wash away, not destroy. Millions of likes." Zero explanation, but the message was loud. Jay-Z, however, broke his silence in a subtle but sharp way during a live performance in Brooklyn. Mid-verse, he switched his lyric to say, "I don't do business with ghosts who dance in the dark." The crowd gasped. Social media exploded. Was Jay shading Diddy? Because let's be honest, that line sounded like a shot. At this point, Diddy's empire was crumbling in real time. Sponsors froze deals. Longtime collaborators went silent. Even artists from his own label began quietly scrubbing old posts that mentioned him. The silence was louder than any diss track could ever be. And then came the final blow. Leaked screenshots of an alleged email exchange between Diddy's legal team and a B. Knowles Carter representative. One line from Beyoncé's team stood out. Our client has fulfilled all obligations and will not be associated with any matter under current review. Translation, she was out. Whatever Diddy was planning, Beyoncé had officially cut ties, publicly and legally. But Diddy wasn't done. Days later, he went live on Instagram, his first public appearance since the leaks. His face was tense, his tone defensive. You can try to destroy me. You can send your little whispers, your little leaks. But I know who's behind this. They scared of real power. Fans noted his repeated use of they. Who was they? Some thought he was referring to the Carters. Others believed he meant the federal authorities or even industry gatekeepers who had turned on him. But the damage was done. Every major news outlet was now covering the scandal. The man once called the godfather of hip-hop business was suddenly radioactive. And through it all, Beyoncé remained silent. Not one interview. Not one denial. Just a single public appearance at a charity gala, radiant, calm, unbothered. An attendee later told Page 6, it was like she already knew she'd survived the storm, because while Diddy was fighting fires, Beyoncé was moving in silence, restructuring, consolidating, preparing. And when she was asked by a journalist about the situation, her answer was short but chilling. Sometimes the universe reveals what people hide. That line instantly went viral. Fans took it as confirmation that Beyoncé knew everything, and that her meeting with Diddy wasn't a mistake, but a master move to stay 10 steps ahead. Still, questions lingered. What exactly did Beyoncé warn Diddy about? What was coming? And why did someone risk everything to leak that footage? Theories ranged from legal crackdowns to blackmail networks. But one thing was clear. The power dynamic of hip-hop royalty had shifted forever. Because for the first time, Diddy wasn't the one controlling the story. He was the story. And Beyoncé? She was rewriting it. By the time the world caught its breath, the story had already spiraled into something far more dangerous than anyone expected. What began as whispers of a secret meeting had evolved into a full-blown industry war. One that blurred the line between business, betrayal, and survival. Diddy had gone silent again. His once dominant social media presence replaced with eerie silence. No posts, no appearances. Just a single cryptic message pinned to his feed. You can't cancel a king. The throne never falls. But behind the curtain, insiders claimed his empire was collapsing piece by piece. Offices were empty. Key executives had resigned. Bank accounts were reportedly frozen pending investigation. And worst of all, the very people who once swore loyalty to him had begun to talk. That's when the leak happened. A 27-minute audio file, allegedly recorded months before the scandal, began circulating on encrypted messaging boards. The voice, eerily similar to Diddy's, could be heard ranting about royal snakes and industry queens. They pretend to bless you, then poison your crown, the voice said. You think she's pure light? Nah, she's part of the circle too. The implication was obvious. He was talking about Beyoncé. When the file reached YouTube, it exploded. Millions of views overnight. Reactions poured in from every corner of the internet. Some fans were heartbroken. Others were furious. But everyone wanted the same thing: answers. That's when a well-known Hollywood blogger dropped a jaw-dropping revelation, claiming that the leaked audio wasn't an attack. It was a warning. According to this blogger, Diddy had recorded that message after learning that a higher-level network was preparing to erase certain figures from the industry, starting with him. He allegedly believed that Beyoncé had tried to warn him during their meeting, but when he ignored her, she chose to distance herself before the blast hit. If true, that meant Beyoncé wasn't his enemy. She was the only one who tried to save him. The plot thickened when anonymous emails surfaced, allegedly from a former Roc Nation executive, suggesting that government-linked auditors were quietly investigating several major entertainment moguls for untraceable wealth movements. The email ended with one chilling line: "The ones who act first will survive." The ones who stay silent will vanish. Diddy's live streams, Beyoncé's cryptic posts, Jay-Z's lyrical jabs. Suddenly, it all looked like part of a bigger game. Not just a feud, a cover-up. A silent war for survival. But then came the twist that no one saw coming. A podcast host claimed to have obtained flight data proving that, on the same night as the secret meeting, a private jet left from Miami, headed for the Bahamas, registered under a shell company linked to both Diddy's label and Parkwood Entertainment, Beyoncé's management company. If that was true, the meeting wasn't accidental. It was strategic, a last-ditch effort to neutralize a ticking bomb before it exploded. Insiders say the meeting wasn't about collaboration, it was about negotiation. Diddy wanted protection. Beyoncé wanted distance. And both knew something catastrophic was coming. And then, just as speculation reached its peak, Jay-Z broke his silence in the most unexpected way, during a rare interview. When asked if he was concerned about recent industry controversies, his response sent shockwaves through every corner of the internet. You don't mix royalty with rebellion. When the palace burns, even the king can't stop the smoke. It was poetic. It was deliberate. And everyone knew who he was talking about. Diddy's team immediately responded with a statement calling Jay-Z a manipulative coward hiding behind his wife's halo. The war had gone nuclear. What followed was chaos, lawsuits, leaked contracts, and a storm of conflicting sources. But amid the noise, a deeper pattern began to emerge. Major entertainment corporations quietly started cutting ties with multiple artists, quietly removing names from rosters, and freezing assets. The scandal wasn't just about Diddy anymore. It was about everyone connected to him, and just as the fire reached its peak, something extraordinary happened. A new Instagram account appeared under the name as The Royal Files, posting a series of heavily redacted documents, claiming to expose the hidden financial connections between top music elites. Within hours, the page had over 1 million followers, and one post stood out among the rest, a blurred image of a contract. The visible part read, Meeting Confidential. Attendees S. Combs, B. Knowles Carter, J. Carter. Agenda, Asset Recovery and Non-Disclosure Strategy. The internet froze. If real, that meant all three, Diddy, Beyoncé, and Jay-Z, were once aligned. And now they were tearing each other apart. Experts began calling it the royal split. Fans compared it to the fall of an empire, the end of an era where music's most powerful figures ruled untouchable. Yet through it all, one person remained unshaken, Beyoncé. While Diddy raged and Jay-Z played chess in the shadows, she prepared for her next move. A week later, she appeared at a global fashion event, wearing a crown-shaped diamond piece. Reporters screamed questions, but she said only one thing. Every queen knows when to rebuild her kingdom. Queen knows when to rebuild her kingdom. That quote instantly went viral. Memes, think pieces, fan theories that everyone wanted to decode her meaning. But to those paying attention, the message was clear. The storm hadn't destroyed her. It had purified her. Meanwhile, Diddy's empire continued to crumble. Reports of seized accounts, canceled partnerships, and hidden assets dominated headlines. Insiders whispered that he'd left the country. Others claimed he was preparing to expose everyone in one final move. No one knew what was coming next, only that the world of hip-hop and fame had changed forever, because this wasn't just another feud. It was the implosion of power, played out in real time, in front of millions. And as the final curtain closed, one truth echoed through every tweet, every leak, every whisper: the empire never fell overnight. It collapsed one secret at a time, and this was only the beginning. So now you've seen it. The lies, the meetings, the betrayals, and the silence that speaks louder than any confession ever could. What began as whispers in the shadows has erupted into one of the most powerful unravelings in entertainment history. The walls of the industry's biggest empire are cracking, and the people who once controlled the narrative are no longer in control. But here's the thing. This story isn't finished. Not even close. Because every day, new footage, new emails, and new statements keep surfacing, reshaping what we thought we knew about Diddy, Beyoncé, and Jay-Z. The alliances are shifting, the truth is getting louder, and the question that no one dares to ask is, who's really running the show now? What if the entire music game has been built on deals the public was never meant to see? What if the real war isn't about fame? but about who owns the power behind it. That's why you can't just watch this story. You have to stay locked in. Because by tomorrow, everything we know might change again. So here's what you need to do right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on? Do you think Beyoncé tried to save Diddy, or was she saving herself? Your opinion matters. It's how we expose the truth together. And before you scroll, hit subscribe. Turn that notification bell on, because the next leak, the next twist, the next collapse, it's already in motion. You won't see it on the news. You'll see it here first, because this story, this war, isn't ending. It's only just beginning.